Everybody, welcome back to another Advent Calendar episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I am Josh.
I'm Ross.
And I'm Andy.
And in the spirit of Christmas and the holidays, we are going to lead this episode off with our good friend, Mr. Lau. Guests first, crack that baby open. What have you got on day 17?
Or day 9 for me. Let's see what the Brewing Projekt has in store.
Day 9 for you.
We have. Okay. It's called No Thanks.
No Thanks. This has got to be an IPA.
It's a double IPA with Nelson Sauvin, and Mosaic hops, and it comes in at a whopping 9.62%.
The IPA.
So, again, with the can art, that's always interesting. Brewing Projekt. Let's put this in the glass. I'm curious how hazy this is going to be, since usually most of their IPAs have a little haziness to them. This one appears to be more clear than I usually see from them, than I would have expected. So it's
got that nice dark amber IPA color though.
Yep, definitely does. I'm not getting a whole lot. There's a little bit of those IPA notes, those kind of maybe bitter floral notes, but
you taste it a little. You tasting? Are you getting a little bit of IPA-ness on the nose?
Yeah, a little bit of the IPA-ness.
Good.
Is what I hear we say on this channel.
It is.
We make up words.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say there. So let's give this sucker a try. See how it tastes.
Good luck.
That is. It's good. It's right up my alley. It's not as hoppy as I was expecting it to be. The hops are pretty subdued, but in a good way. I think some of the malt kind of comes through a little bit too and mixes with them. I don't know if that's what the double IPA does, or if that's the higher alcohol content kind of taking it down a little bit. But yeah, I'm not getting a ton of like hoppy flavor coming through, or like citrus coming through, or anything. It's just kind of a good balance of everything going on, and it's just a little bit of a lighter mouthfeel, and it's for 9.6%. It's pretty smooth.
They make good IPAs. I've been impressed with their IPA series.
This is just a good beer. This is right up my alley. Probably one of the better ones I've had in here. Kind of reminds me of the double gunpowder a little bit. It doesn't have some of the notes that one has, because that one's got the green tea and some of the other goofy stuff in it. I obviously have no idea what the different hops are supposed to bring to the table, but I certainly enjoy this beer. I'd put this up in maybe the, top 5 that I've had so far out of my calendar.
Nice.
Top half. Good. Well, another good offering from the Brewing Projekt. That's been a fun one so far. I like that they're doing this.
Yeah.
Has yours been fun?
Stuff in here so far.
Has mine been fun? Not so much fun. I mean, I've had a couple of decent beers, but this is about to be the 17th one. What do I have to say about this? So this one does have a uniqueness to it. So it is a German Pilsner. If you look closely, Amelia Earhart is screaming at the top of this for someone. I don't know who that is, but I'm just going to, say it's Amelia Earhart. This is called the. This is called. Maybe she ended up in Germany. We don't know.
Keep going.
Okay, so this is called the Turbo Prop. It is an Imperial Pilsner from H.C. Bosch's Propeller. It is called the Propeller Beer. Interesting. Must be a series of some kind, or at least they're trying to make it seem like it is. This one comes in at 6.5%. So I think this is the second highest ABV of a beer in the series so far. The highest being, I think, 7.4 on the Weizenbock. So Turbo Prop with Amelia Earhart.
What makes it Imperial?
I think it's just probably the grain bill on it and the higher alcohol volume is what's making it an Imperial, but 6.5% is not high.
In fairness, like German beer isn't really known for like high ABV. It's supposed to be very drinkable, very sessionable. So getting up in the high sixes is actually so.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the second highest one that I've had in this whole box so far. So I'm expecting this to look very similar, maybe a slightly darker golden color to this from a traditional Pilsner, but it should look a lot like a Miller Lite coming out of the can. Yep. Yeah, not very dark. A little bit darker golden, I guess, as you get towards the top of the glass. About a finger's worth ahead on that. Decent carbonation. Head sticking around a little bit and some bubbles there, so that's pretty good to the nose. It honestly smells like all the other Pilsners I've had. I'm not sure it's not all the other Pilsners I've had. I mean, maybe the can just changed. I don't know. But yeah, there's not much going on here. A little bit of hop bitterness on the nose, not the maltiness that you get from the Helles lagers. Like there's a little bit of sweetness, but it's not as malty as the Helles lagers. It's a German Pilsner. So let's see what we taste.
Cheers.
This one's a little bit more unique. This one's definitely got a fuller body. It's almost got a bit of a creaminess to it. Good carbonation. Not a lot happening on the front, but even though you don't get malt character on the nose, you do get a lot more maltiness on this. On the palate. So out the back end of the beer, you kind of get a little bit of hop bitterness and you get kind of a creamy, malty flavor to it. Easily the best Pilsner in the box. I mean, none of the Pilsners have been bad. I would say this is a slight step up on the other Pilsners that I've had in the box so far. It definitely has more of that like robust German malt character to the beer. It's not amazing, but something a little bit different, a slight twist. So I got to give Costco a little bit of credit where credit is due. It's not just another Pilsner. So, hey, cheers to that.
I was actually really curious because we just did the Gathering Place Black Friday series, and they had an Imperial Pilsner. And you and I kind of said for being a Pilsner, it had much more like hop characteristics and bitterness to it than we were expecting. So I was really curious if you said you tasted hops and bitterness into it, and you mentioned it. So that's interesting that's now the second Imperial Pilsner I've ever either had or seen someone have, and there's hops or bitterness to it
that's a
you
great
don't get with a
point.
Pilsner.
That's a great point. This is definitely weaker on both sides.
Yeah,
but
I would imagine.
This is closer to that than what a traditional Pilsner would be, for sure. For sure.
Okay. Well, good. Glad you got something a little new. So sticking kind of back to IPAs, I have this from Old Nation Brewing Company, which is in William Smith, Michigan. So this is apparently part of their new Orthodox IPA series. This is M43. So it's a New England IPA coming in at 6.8% and 65 IBU, so not overly bitter. What I like is they kind of like list out all like the ingredients right here and everything for it. I'll just go through the hops though, because they have the boil hops, which is Calypso, Amarillo, and Citra. And then the dry hops is Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe. So nice mixture of hops in there. I've heard of those.
These are words I know.
Let's get this in the can. If I get the glass, if I can open it.
Dry hopping is getting a lot more popular too. You're starting to see a lot more beers that are dry hopped or double dry hopped.
Yeah. So said it's a hazy, definitely is hazy. They do warn you on the side of the can. I think it's the side you guys can see maybe about sediment. And they even have instructions to roll your can and then pour to kind of evenly distribute the sediment. That Limp Biscuit rolling.
Oh, I'm glad you picked up on that though. Well done.
I got it.
I got that too, and I was just sad for you.
Nice and hazy, good head on it. Much more of a like citrus hoppy bitterness that's coming out. So I think it's a citra hop that really kind of powers through. I mean, it doesn't have anything. There's no adjuncts to this. No fluff. It's just gonna be hops. I think a little bit more of a lighter body considering it's in New England. So, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So it's a pretty quick punch with the bitterness. The hops really shine right away. And it really mellows out at the end. It does say they used oat in this. So I think that like some of that creaminess kind of is coming through towards the end with that oat. But it's really good. It's really quite it's full bodied. Like there's a lot going on. I really like the fact it's such a contrast of when you first take your first sip compared to the back end of the mouth. It's just completely different almost. That bitterness really settles down really quickly. I mean, I would say of the IPAs I've had, this is right at, if not the top one. This is just really good. It's really just full flavored. I'm actually kind of interested to see if I can find any more from these guys because I really like this. This is quite tasty. Again, it's for me. I don't like the overly bitter high hop ones. I like the 65 IBU and being a hazy or New England IPA. That's right up my alley. So yeah, this is really tasty.
Nice. Where do you feel like that ranks for you?
It's near the top. I would say probably top 4, somewhere in there at this point. Like I said, from an IPA standpoint, it's definitely one of the best IPAs I've had in the box so far. So
nice.
It sounds delicious.
Does. Mine is also number 4.
Yours is that's the 4th best one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Stiff competition over there.
Very. The bar has been set extremely low.
As tall as me.
Yes. That's low. Well, good stuff. We are continuing down this pathway to Christmas. Happy early holidays to everyone. We've got plenty more where this is coming. Stick around. We'll be back on Saturday for episode number 18 and day 18. So we'll see you then, and have a good one, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
See you, everyone.